All right, good afternoon, Town Board. We're live, you're being recorded. We're streaming on 22. You may begin.
Thank you, LTV. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the East Hampton Town Board meeting of April 18th, 2024. Carol, if you could please read the roll call.
Councilmember Flake?
Present.
Councilmember Lease?
Present.
Councilmember Rogers?
Present.
Councilmember Caldapima?
Present.
Supervisor Burke Gonzalez?
Present. If everyone could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So tonight, we were scheduled for 3 public hearings, but we're going to be pulling the last public hearing. And that was the amendment for Chapter 246, Waterways and Boats. But we will be hearing 6 Oyster Shores, the project plan edition, as well as a public hearing for CPF acquisition. Then we'll move on to public portion. We ask you that you kindly keep your remarks to 3 minutes, and then we'll move on to resolutions. So unfortunately, our town historian, Hugh King, had another appointment tonight, so we're going to have to do without. So we're going to launch right into, I guess, Carol, if you could read the meeting notice.
Madam Supervisor, can I make a motion to co-join public hearings number 1 and 2?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
The public hearings will be held live and in person by the town board and will be available electronically by video and teleconferencing and will be televised on local TV channel 22 and available for live stream on the LTV website. The public shall be permitted to appear in person, but may also provide comments on the matter by being heard by calling 351-888-6331. Any person or party wishing to be heard with respect to the foregoing may do so in person, by agent, by attorney, or by teleconference to the live meeting, or by written comment addressed to the East Hampton Town Clerk, 159 Panago Road, East Hampton. Comments may also be submitted to the town clerk by email to cbrennan@ehamptonny.gov. All comments must be received by the town clerk by the date and time of the public hearing. Please check the meeting agenda posted on the town's website for any changes and for updated information. Take notice that the Town Board of the Town of East Hampton will hold a public hearing on April 18th at 6 p.m. in the Town Board Meeting Room, Town Hall, 159 Panago Road, East Hampton, or as soon thereafter as this matter may be heard, on a proposed local law providing for the adoption of a revised community preservation project plan pursuant to Section 64E of the New York Town Law, which provides for the preservation of open space, historic places, and recreational areas within the Town of East Hampton, including the incorporated villages therein, to include approximately 0.46 acres of land located at 6 Oyster Shores Road in East Hampton, reputedly owned by Alexander and Timothy McCullough Jr., and identified on the Suffolk County tax map as 300-118-154. Take notice that the Town Board of the Town of East Hampton will hold a public hearing in the Town Board Meeting Room, East Hampton Town Hall, 159 Panago Road, East Hampton, pursuant to Section 247 of the General Municipal Law and Section 64E8 of the Town Law of the State of New York on April 18th at 6 p.m. or as soon thereafter as this matter may be heard, to consider the town's acquisition for the preservation of open space with community preservation funds of property located at 6 Oyster Shores Road in East Hampton, reputedly owned by Alexander and Timothy McCullough Jr., and consisting of approximately 0.46 acres of developed land with a residence and outbuilding at a cost to the town of East Hampton not to exceed $1,400,000 plus reasonable survey, title, prorated tax, and recording charges, said property being described on the Suffolk County tax map as 300-118-154.
Great, thank you, Carol. Scott, if you could please introduce the property?
Sure, I'll be glad to. First, I apologize. I am no Hugh King. Sorry about that. So, as you see on the aerial up there, that's 6 Oyster Shores Road. It's outlined in blue. And I just wanted to do a quick reminder on process. In an effort to make an informed decision by the time any property has gotten to the stage of public hearing, it has been reviewed by my department, the planning department via assessment, the CPF advisory board, the town board at least twice, and we have had a professional appraisal done. If the town board elects to proceed with an acquisition post-public comment, we will also order a title report and a survey. By popular request, as part of our hearing process and for greater transparency for the public, prior to future public hearings, we will provide the planning department's property assessment. The assessment's a 7-page, in-depth review, along with an opinion of importance for preservation. The assessment for this parcel happens to have a strong rating for preservation. And while I regret I did not get this to Carol in time to post, it will be our process moving forward to release those assessments. So you may note on this aerial, we've had some considerable success, lots of green. This is a developed property located at the headwaters of 3 Mile Harbor where there is limited tidal flushing. This parcel, along with surrounding development, contributes to degraded water quality and seasonal shellfish closure. The town would not take possession of this proposed acquisition until after structures are removed, returning the property to a natural state. Properties with wetlands and water frontage provide habitat for wetland-dependent species, removal of nitrogen sources associated with septic, eliminate sources of nutrients from fertilizer applications, and allows the retreat of wetland-dependent species and habitat as sea levels rise. This parcel is within the Peconic Estuary Program's Critical Lands Protection Strategy, a critical environmental area, a coastal fish and wildlife area, and a scenic area of statewide significance. This parcel meets the criteria set forth in Town Law 64E, and as such, I would ask the board to pass a resolution adding this property to the CPF project plan and one to acquire.
Thank you, Scott. Is there anyone here would like to address the board on this hearing? LTV, is there anyone on the phone there that would like to address the board on this public hearing?
We have no callers at this time.
Okay,
Motion to close?
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so now we're moving on to public portion. And I have 3 folks here signed up. The first is Marion Robinson. Yeah, come up to the podium, and if you just want to adjust the microphone, Marion, so that it's down a little
Okay, how
bit.
is that?
Perfect.
Thank you all for giving us the opportunity to speak with you this evening. My name is Marion Robinson, and I live on Barnes Avenue in East Hampton. 35 years ago, my wife Sue and I purchased, which was then a second home in Sag Harbor, drawn to the beauty and quiet of the East End. We spent many hours running, biking, and swimming and enjoying nature. It was a perfect complement to our busy lives in the city. We moved to East Hampton about 20 years ago and continue to enjoy peace and quiet on Barnes Avenue. This is now our primary home. I recently became aware that a pickleball court is being built on a new property located at 56/58 Barnes Avenue, which is just a few homes away. When I first heard this news, I was heartbroken because pickleball is an extremely loud sport. My wife Sue will get into the specifics momentarily when I finish my allotted 3 minutes. As you know, I've made numerous calls to various people at Town Hall and learned that the permit is in order and that there is really nothing we can do from stop this court from being built. We've done quite a bit of research on how a pickleball court can be built to minimize the noise pollution, and that's what I want to address now. It's my understanding that there are 4 steps that can be taken that have been scientifically proven to reduce the noise pollution. The first step is to build the court 4 feet below grade level. The second step is to install noise-reducing panels that are at least 10 feet high all around the court. This is an essential step. The third is to install a surface that is resistant to sound. And the last step is to use a sound-reducing paddleboard. I have spoken to the new owners and expressed my concern about building a pickleball court in a quiet residential neighborhood where most of us have homes on a half an acre. The new owners are determined to do this, and since they have the permits, they have no incentive not to. They are looking into noise reduction measures, and my ask of this committee is to put into law that anyone building a pickleball court use the latest technology, including the 4 measures I've just spoken about, to ensure that the loud, piercing sound of the sport doesn't disturb the quality of our life. It is my estimation that dozens of people in the neighborhood will be affected by this proposed court. At least 10 homes, possibly more, unless these neighbors utilize the technology that is now available. There are so many times that I pinch myself because I cannot believe that I am so lucky to own a home in beautiful East Hampton. Now that I'm retired and in my so-called golden years, please don't take away the peace and quiet of our beautiful town. You have the power to make a difference. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Marion. Sue, I'm not going to even attempt to.
Barrington, forget the H.
Barrington. Okay.
Just forget the H. Okay, I can't see. I'm between my glasses and not. Okay. Thank you again for letting us speak about this particular subject, which is giving us, is troubling us all. Pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the U.S., with participants doubling since 2022. It's a noisy sport and has already caused a stir in many parts of the country, including East Hampton Village, and actually throughout the world. Because of its popularity, the noise problem will only escalate exponentially moving forward here in East Hampton, and by extension throughout the country. Has the town done any research regarding this matter? I am not aware. My understanding that there are no guidelines or restrictions regarding this sport other than the court needs to be built within the property's envelope and 50 feet from another residence. I'm going to be a little bit more specific on some of those items that Marion mentioned. So let's talk about noise. When a plastic ball hits the paddle, it makes a noise that is a pop sound. The sound has been measured by noise experts, and they all agree that the pop is categorized as an impulsive sound. This is because it starts quickly and disappears within 2 milliseconds, which continues throughout the course of a game. A study conducted by the journal Environmental Psychology found that impulse sounds like a dripping of a faucet annoys people much more than the steady static sound that comes from an air conditioner running. Frequency. Let's begin by defining the term hertz. It's a measurement that measures vibrations per second. The pop sound of a pickleball is usually 1,000 plus hertz, which is close to a human being's most sensitive frequency range, so we hear it better from further away. The paddles. Some of the paddles are noisier than others due to the stiffness of the materials. Denser paddles that use rigid materials will be louder, whereas thinner paddles with softer materials will absorb more of the sound. Soundproofing materials. I found this very interesting. There are many soundproofing materials on the market. One that dampens and absorbs sound waves versus one that reflects sound waves, which essentially sends the noise back to the court or perhaps bounces back to another hole. Surfaces. Pickleball courts are typically made from asphalt or concrete. A more forgiving surface would be made of materials such as rubber or foam. Rubber or foam materials would minimize the sound of balls bouncing. So a few facts just to throw out. So what is our reality? The reality is if you live within 100 feet of a pickleball court and the owners do nothing to soundproof their court, you will receive 70 decibels of sound, which is the equivalent of living next to a freeway. So you might as well just pack up your house and move to the exit 39 of the Long Island Expressway. Ambient neighborhood noise is about 45 decibels. What reduces noise? Location. 100 feet away from a home, you have there's nothing that's going to prevent you from hearing all the decibels. 200 will reduce it by 6 decibels. Double that, 400 will reduce it by 12, and it goes on like that. Soundproofing materials around the entire court that absorbs noise rather than reflects noise that can go to the court and perhaps to another home will reduce it by 10 decibels. Paddles and balls that are noise resistant can also reduce the noise by 10 decibels. So even if you use all of those materials, I'm not sure how many decibels the surface of the court will reduce it by. The homes that are in 100 feet of the court will not get to the noise level that they are accustomed to of the 45 decibel range, which is the ambient noise of a neighborhood. So I recommend or suggest that it be considered that there are scheduled times for paddleball players to play, so giving people the opportunity who aren't paddleball players the peace and quiet during the morning, during the afternoon, and during the evening, so we can enjoy the tranquility that we once had all day. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Karen? Welcome, Karen.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. I am so disturbed about the pickleball court.
Karen, if you could just say your name for the.
Karen Murphy.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. I am so disturbed about the pickleball court being built that I ask the board's approval to let one of my neighbors speak on my behalf, because I will burst into tears. Is that okay?
Sure.
Marion?
Again, my name is Marion Robinson, and I'm speaking on behalf of Karen Murphy. Karen lives directly across the street from 5658 Barnes Avenue. The pickleball court scheduled to be built is directly across from my house, so I will be one of the neighbors most affected by the noise. I will probably experience the loudest piercing sounds from the court more so than any other neighbor. I am devastated and heartbroken about this. I do not understand why the town is allowing pickleball courts to be built when they create such a disturbance. If there is nothing to be done to stop the court from being built, I urge this board to encourage our new neighbors to build the quietest possible court that the current technology allows, and to put this into law. I have had an extraordinarily difficult past 3 years. At the beginning of COVID, my beloved husband, Rick, passed away. Since then, I have battled 2 serious health issues. I am pleased to say that I am now healthy. Like many of us, I live for the summer season in East Hampton. I very much enjoy working outside most of the day. I love to hear the birds sing. I also love swimming and being by my pool. I relish the peace and the quiet. Unless this court is built with the most recent technology available, I don't think I'm going to be able to work outside or enjoy my pool or listen to the birds when the court is in use. I will have no control over my environment and will be at the mercy of when the new owners decide to play. Pickleball is a group sport, and it is my understanding that people have a lot of fun playing the game for hours. Please do what you can to reserve the peace and quiet that the neighborhood now enjoys. What can the board do to help us? Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Marion, and thank you, Karen. LTV, is there anyone else that's on the phone that wants to address the board during public comment?
We have no callers at this time.
Okay. So we'll move to resolutions. Tom, you want to start us off?
Yes. First resolution is 2024-507. This is for approval of claims in the amount of $1,604,893.90 and for $49,926.73. Both are warrant number B.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
508 is notice of a public hearing in the matter of improvement of facilities of the East Hampton Garbage and Refuse District. This is to take notice that the Town Board of East Hampton will hold a public hearing on Thursday, May 16th, 2024 at 6 p.m. As this matter can be heard to consider all comments proposed in the acquiring of a new grinder, estimated a maximum cost of $1 million, and acquiring 2 payloaders at the estimated total of $840,000.
Second.
Sorry, one more. And replace existing lean-to building at the estimated cost of $1.3 million, all for use by the East Hampton Garbage and Refuse District at a total cost of $3,140,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
On 509 is for secret determination. Be it resolved that the Town Board finds the following projects listed to be classified as Type 2 actions under SECRA and Chapter 128 of the Town Code, and as such, no environmental analysis of the proposed projects are required. Montauk Playhouse for the additional funding to previous approval for HVAC upgrades. Various projects in and for the town, including replace downtown Montauk streetscape, security camera installations at various locations, truck refurbishment, replace office computer workstations, new computer hardware and software for records management / CAD. Under Brooks Park Center renovations, plans and specifications, the police headquarters, HVAC replacement, acquisition of heavy-duty vehicles and equipment, purchase pickup trucks and dump beds, purchase custodial van, purchase plumbing van, purchase Marine 2 fire pump and fire monitor, purchase dump truck and plows and liftgate, purchase 2 hybrid pickup trucks, purchase pickup trucks for lifeguards. For the Westlake Drive commercial pier renovation plans and specifications. Highway, drainage improvements, road construction, sidewalk construction. Purchase of 2 mobile generators, the Pandigo Road Town Campus, police building improvements, at Lee Hayes Youth Park expansion, plans and specifications, Abraham Path Comfort Station upgrades, and finally, Special District East Hampton Garbage and Refuse District, purchase of aforementioned new grinder, 2 payloaders, and replacing existing lean-to building.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
510 is be it resolved that the Town Board hereby approves 33 functional fitness classes to be provided by Phyllis Davis Wellness Institute at Stony Brook, Southampton Coastal, with the total cost of the series not to exceed $2,310.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. 511 is to waive recycling center fees for the Long Island Beach Buggy Association on May 4th and 5th of 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's my privilege to offer Resolution 2024-512. This is a notice of public hearing to amend Town Code Chapter 240, time limit parking for South Etna Avenue. This will be for Section 240-68, Schedule 18 for time limit parking. The name of the street is South Etna Avenue. The side is south. The time limit is 2 hours. The location is from South Edison Street to the westerly property line of parcel tax map number 300-49-422. The public hearing will be held on May 2nd, 2024 at 6 p.m.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
513 is a notice of public hearing to amend Chapter 240 Vehicles and Traffic, Schedule 15 for overnight parking prohibited. Again, this is for Section 240, 65, Schedule 15 for camping and overnight parking prohibited. For the list of locations that are printed below, this public hearing also will be held on Thursday, May 2nd, 2024 at 6 p.m.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
514 is a notice of public hearing to amend Town Code Chapter 240, Vehicle and Traffic, no parking at all times. This is for Chapter 240-61, Schedule 11, parking prohibited at all times. The location is for both sides of Hart Scrabble Court, East Hampton. And this would be the entire length and also for the cul-de-sac. The public hearing will be held on May 2nd, 2024 at 6 p.m.
Second. All in favor?
Aye. 2024-515 is a notice of public hearing to amend Town Code Chapter 240, Article 11, traffic regulations for certain entities, parking for lifeguards and town official business only. Again, this is for Section 240, Article 11, traffic regulations for certain entities. The changes in here would be on Article 11, traffic regulations. We would be adding to Section A2G, parking areas at town beaches. Then in Chapter 240-92A26, we would be adding areas of for East Hampton Town official business only and East Hampton Town lifeguard parking only. This public hearing will be held on May 2nd, 2024 at 6 p.m.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
This next one, I will be recusing myself.
Thank you, David. I have Resolution 2024-516. This is a notice of public hearing for a Water Quality Grant Award for ROP Amagansett LLC. And this is whereas the Town of East Hampton and the Water Technical Advisory Committee reviewed all applications received and recommended awarding ROP Amagansett LLC a grant of $100,500 to upgrade the existing sanitary system at 177 Main Street, Amagansett, to an IA system. The sponsor, again, is ROP Amagansett LLC, and the summary is to the installation of an innovative alternative sanitary system to upgrade the existing system serving the 3,240 GPD flow at 177 Main Street, Amagansett, currently operating as Rowdy Hall. The project type is wastewater treatment improvement. The funding award, again, is $100,500. The public hearing will be held on May 2nd at 6 p.m.
Second.
Roll call, Carol?
Aye.
Recused.
Aye.
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 Resolution 517 is a notice of public hearing for a water quality grant reward for R1 for 2024 for the Oceanside Owners LLC. Again, this is for the 2024 grant funding using CPF 20% of the Water Quality Improvement Program funds under Local Law 112-4. Whereas the Water Technical Advisory Committee has reviewed the applications received and recommends awarding Oceanside Beach Owners LLC a grant of $200,000 to upgrade their existing sanitary system, currently doing business as Hero Beach Club, to an IA septic system. The project sponsor is Oceanside Owners LLC. The summary is an installation of innovative alternative sanitary system to upgrade the existing septic system serving 2,195 GPD flow and from the two buildings on site associated with the existing motel units and excluding the proposed restaurant. Project type is a wastewater treatment improvement. The funding award recommendation is $200,000. The public hearing will be held on May 2nd, 2024 at 6 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
518 is a notice of public hearing for the water quality grant for round one for 2024. This will be for Fort Pond Partners LLC. The project sponsor is Fort Pond Partners LLC. The summary is installation of an IA sanitary system to upgrade their existing septic system serving 3,000 GPD of flow from the Harvest on Fort Pond Restaurant. The project type is wastewater treatment improvement. The funding recommendation is $87,100. The public hearing also be held on May 2nd at 6 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. 519 is a notice of public hearing for a water quality grant award for round one of 2024 to the Peconic Baykeeper. The project sponsor is the Peconic Baykeeper. The summary is implementation of a pilot eelgrass restoration project in Napeague Harbor using a novel technique to adhere locally sourced eelgrass seeds to juvenile hard clams to facilitate seed germination in a 10,000 square foot plot. The project type is an aquatic habitat restoration. The recommended funding award is $38,060. The public hearing also will be held on May 2nd, 2024 at 6 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2024-520 is a bond for $5.5 million, further amending for the Montauk Playhouse, whereas the town has been determined that due to the increase in the cost of the project, the estimated maximum cost is $13,930,000, and it is in the best interest of the town to further amend said bond resolution to accurately reflect the new estimated cost of the project, to increase the amount of bonds authorized from the project from $5 million to $550 million, to account for the grant from New York State, the amount of $1,750,000 awarded to the project to the state, and the amount of the full funds to be received from the foundation of the project for $6,680,000. The period of probable usefulness for this bond is 15 years.
Second. Can I have a roll call, Carol, please?
Aye.
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 521 is a bond for $350,000 for road improvements for the town. The period of probable usefulness for this bond is 15 years.
Second. Roll call, please.
Aye.
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 522 is a bond for $95,000 for sidewalk improvements throughout the town of East Hampton. The period of probable usefulness for this project and purpose is 10 years.
Second.
Aye.
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 523 is a bond for $50,000 for plans and specs for Brooks Park, for design plans and specifications connection with the Brooks Park Center renovations. The period of probable usefulness for this purpose is 5 years.
Second.
Aye.
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 524 is a bond for $450,000 for the Comfort Station and Abraham's Path. The construction of upgrades to the Comfort Station, Abraham's Path, stating the estimated maximum cost is $450,000. The period of probable usefulness for this purpose is 15 years.
Second.
Aye.
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 525 is a bond for $671,000 for various projects. These projects include replacing downtown Montauk streetscape, installation of security cameras at various locations, replace office computer workstations, acquisition of computers and hardware, and truck refurbishment. The PPU for this is not to exceed, resolution will not exceed 5 years.
Second.
Aye.
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 526 is the bond for $300,000 for drainage improvements throughout the town of East Hampton. The PPU is 40 years.
Second.
Aye.
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 527 is a bond for $75,000 for additional HVAC upgrades and the Montauk Playhouse improvements. The PPU is 10 years.
Second.
Aye.
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 528 is a bond for $102,000 for plan and specs for the Lieutenant Lee Hayes Youth Park building. This is for authorization for preparation of design plans and specifications for the youth park's building expansion. The PPU for this use is 5 years.
Second.
Aye.
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 Councilmember Calder Piedmont.
Aye.
Supervisor Burke Gonzalez.
Aye.
529 is a bond for $50,000 for the Westlake Drive Commercial Pier renovations. This is finance preparation of designs, plans, and specifications in connection with the Westlake Drive Commercial Pier renovations. The PPU for this is 5 years.
Second. Councilmember Flake.
Aye.
Councilmember Lees.
Aye.
Councilmember Rogers.
Aye.
Councilmember Calder Piedmont.
Aye.
Supervisor Burke Gonzalez.
Aye.
530 is a bond for $703,000 for heavy-duty vehicles and equipment. This equipment includes acquisition of pickup trucks with dump beds, custodial vans, plumbing vans, 2 pickup trucks for lifeguards, Marine Patrol fire pump and fire monitors, hybrid 2 hybrid trucks, and a dump truck with a plow and lift gate. The PPU on this one is 15 years.
Second.
Councilmember Flake,
Aye.
Councilmember Lees,
Aye.
Councilmember Rogers,
Aye.
Councilmember Calder-Piedmont,
Aye.
Supervisor Burke Gonzalez.
Aye.
531 is to amend the Town Code, Chapter 240-58, Schedule 8 stop intersections. The locations that we would be looking to have a public hearing on would be South Eton Road, direction of travel south at the intersection of South Emerson Road west at the intersection of South Eton, and also at Fresh Pond Road east at the intersection of Cross Highway, and at Cross Highway north at the intersection of Fresh Pond Road. Again, the public hearing will be held on May 2nd, 2024 at 6 p.m.
Second. All in favor?
Aye. 532 is appoint lifeguards to preseason part-time status for the 2024 New York State mandated training. Paul McCaffrey and Giselle Espinal and Haley Rigby. There we go.
Second.
Your daughter's friend.
All in favor?
Aye.
533 is authorized payment of past due balances to Clear River Environmental for 2023 and not to that are in the amount of $665.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
534 is authorized payment for McCloskey Mechanical Contractors for an invoice from September 29th, 2021 in the amount of $5,188.67.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. 535 is authorized emergency road repair in Harbor Boulevard, where there's the Highway Project Inspector Kevin Cobb has been made aware of this situation. The town board authorizes the Highway Department to make the necessary emergency repair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. 536 is accept the proposal from Park Mobile LLC service agreement for town parking services. This will be for the towns for paid parking initiatives.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. 537 is a joint budget modification for the joint fuel facility. We're increasing budget line from increase for revenue, budget line for services, other government in the amount of $385.82. And also budget line for miscellaneous revenue, town share in the amount of $1,059.18. And increase the expenditure line for budget line equipment rental and equipment repair and maintenance in the amount of $1,445.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 538 is a set bid EH24009 for the annual supply and delivery of Hino truck parts for 2024 to Gabrielli Truck Services.
Second. All in favor?
Aye. I have Resolution 539. This is a provisional appointment to planner for Christopher Stoker. And this is whereas the Suffolk County Department of Human Services, Personnel and Civil Service has given an examination for the title of planner, and the town board has requested and canvassed the list of eligibles. Resolved that Christopher Stoker be and is hereby appointed on a provisional basis to the full-time position of planner in the planning department at the hourly rate of $29.98, grade 24, starting step, which is $62,354.66 annually for a 40-hour work week. This is effective May 6, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2024-540. This is Community Development Block Grant Budget Modification, Notice of a Public Hearing. This is to reallocate funds that weren't used in the total amount of $14,029.15. The beneficiaries of these funds will be Whalebone Village, East Hampton Housing Authority, and Maureen's Haven.
Second.
And the public hearing?
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. The public hearing date is, I apologize.
May 16th.
16.
Yeah, May 16th, 2024 at 6 p.m.
Second. Oh,
I'm sorry, I apologize, sir.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2024-541 is a bond in the amount of $2,200,000 for HVAC Police Headquarters. The period of probable usefulness is 10 years.
Second.
Aye. Oh, sorry, I apologize.
Who's got to take roll call?
Councilmember Flake,
Aye.
Councilmember Lees,
Aye.
Councilmember Rogers,
Aye.
Councilmember Calder-Piedmont,
Aye.
Supervisor Burke Gonzalez.
Aye. Resolution 542 is a bond in the amount of $155,000 for the acquisition of mobile generators. The period of probable usefulness is 10 years.
Second.
Councilmember Flake.
Aye.
Councilmember Reese.
Aye.
Councilmember Rogers.
Aye.
Councilmember Caldepiedmont.
Aye.
Supervisor Burke Gonzalez.
Aye. Resolution 543 is a bond in the amount of $320,000 for police building improvements at Panago Road. The period of probable usefulness is 10 years.
Second.
Councilmember Flake.
Aye.
Councilmember Reese.
Aye.
Councilmember Rogers.
Aye.
Councilmember Caldepiedmont.
Aye.
Supervisor Burke Gonzalez.
Aye. Resolution 544 is the provisional appointment to senior account clerk to Yusef Sanchez Molina Pacheco in the Finance Department. The annual salary is $56,246.74 for a 40-hour work week effective May 6, 2024. There's just in the headline of the resolution, it should say senior account clerk.
Second as amended.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 545 is to retain outside counsel Devitt Spellman Barrett LLP for TBW Realty LLC versus the Zoning Board of Appeals for 2024, and this is in an amount not to exceed $10,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
546 is to increase the cap for Dan Ruzzo and Whiteman, Osterman and Hannah LLP as outside environmental counsel for SECRA 2024, and this raises the cap constituting a total of $75,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
547 is a budget modification for the 2024 capital plan funding. The town board agreed to fund certain projects with appropriations from the town's fund balance due to the positive performance of funds over the last few fiscal years and the accumulation of fund balance, and so as not to incur additional long-term debt. So this is in the amount of $5,215,350, and monies are being moved from the A Fund, B Fund, Highway, and Sanitation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 548 is a notice to bidders EH24-013, supply and delivery of Ford OEM parts for 2024. The bid is available April 25th and due back May 9th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
549 is a notice to bidders. It's EH24-014, printing of envelopes and business cards for 2024. The bid is available April 25th and due back May 9th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
550 is to approve payment of a prior year invoice, and this is to reimburse Change Hampton for the cost of their annual insurance policy for 2023 in the amount of $1,474.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You're up, David.
Apologize. I have Resolution 551. It's a notice of public hearing to amend Town Code Chapter 246 for waterways and boats. This was discussed before. This is similar to the public hearing we pulled today. One of the main changes we're making in here would be under the definition for business entity moorings compared to the last public notice. This would be a mooring that shall not be used for commercial fishing, but may be used by business entities that own adjacent bottomlands, such as private yacht clubs, for transit use subject to provisions of this chapter. This public hearing also be held on, buckle up, for May
dinner.
2nd, 2024 at 6 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I believe you have a walk-on resolution.
I do, Madam Supervisor, if you don't mind, I would like to offer resolution ID 30986. This is provisional appointment to town maintenance supervisor for Stephen O'Brien, whereas the town of East Hampton has requested and received permission to fill the position of town maintenance supervisor on a provisional basis. And Stephen O'Brien has the qualifications as set forth in Suffolk County Department of Human Services, Personnel and Civil Service, and now for be it that resolved that Steve O'Brien be and is hereby appointed to on a provisional basis to the position of town maintenance supervisor, and as such, the department head of the Buildings and Grounds and Parks Department at an annual salary of $109,000 prorated from the date of hire for a 40-hour work week payable bi-weekly from the following budget line upon proper submissions of time records effective May 20th, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that's all of our resolutions for tonight. Does anyone else have business to bring up? All right, well, do I have a motion to close?
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.